Welcome to Discovery. Today we're going to focus on bands such as Wounded Touch, Godless Truth, Nord, Cold Night for Alligators, and Sylvaine. First up is Wounded Touch, Americanxiety. This is a good album overall, some very short songs. I love the edgy industrial moments on this and just the fuzziness of the production. Really intense vocals and just some crazy guitar moments as well. The drumming has this really edgy, raw feel. It's a pretty raw album for what it is, and there's really nothing much I can say. All I can say is that they are fucking pissed off on this album. So yeah, for Wounded Touch, Americanxiety, I will give this a solid 68%. Let's move on. Next up is Godless Truth and the album Godless Truth. The vocals on this are very guttural and very raw in tone. Production has this very over-polished sound, something Music of Destruction would absolutely fucking hate. But you know what? I am not him. I absolutely adore this album. I think this is a really solid album overall. Songs like The Decision, Scissors, Breathe Fire, Bread and Greed, and Wake Up a Bay to end off the album, just absolutely solid. The guitarists are there, some technical elements, some just in-your-face style moments, just a fantastic friggin' album by Godless Truth, and it's a self-titled album. Yes, there are a few instrumentals, beautiful acoustic passages that lead on to some bombastic moments, but yeah, it all works overall, and I absolutely love it. Love the brutal death metal moments. The vocals have that incantation-like aesthetic on this, and at times it sounds like Ross Dolan, at times it sounds like John McEntee. Like, I love the concoction, how they're being inspired by incantation, at times like immolation, just the unpredictable moments. One of the best death metal albums, of the month, Godless Truth. For Godless Truth and their self-titled album, it's going to get an 85%. Next up is Cold Night for Alligators, the Hindsight Notes. Very enjoyable progressive metal, really do enjoy it. Now, this band at times reminds me of the modern Leprous, like especially the cleaner vocals, but there are some aggressive and harsh vocals throughout this album. Songs like Worn Out Mannequin, Thin Line, Hindsight have just a really edgier feel. Songs like Behind Curtains, Verisum, Water, a much more softer side of Cold Night for Alligators. Yeah, it's a weird name, but holy shit, it is absolutely fantastic. There are some progressive moments that really shatter the listener's brain, some great solos, and there are some really unpredictable odd time signatures, and there are some gentler moments on this which really work, which has that metallic core feel for this album, but overall, the Hindsight Notes is one of my favorite albums of March. I've played this album a lot. Probably Worn Out Mannequin probably be my favorite song of this album. But yeah, solid for what it is. Cold Night for Alligators, it's going to get an 88%. Let's move on. Okay, so next up is probably the most weirdest album out there at the moment. We got Nord and the album Machine Blood. This is just, it's very hard to describe the sound on this LP. It really is. I don't know how to describe it. It's like melodic death metal mixed with heavy metal, mixed with progressive death metal, mixed with progressive metal, mixed with just, I don't know what the fuck, black metal as well. This album has it all, from harsh aggressive in-your-face vocals to even clean vocals. It's just got everything, this album, and I absolutely fucking love it. From the prologue all the way to the epilogue, and in between have some great songs like Left Behind, Fear Reigns, Season of Rays, Machine Blood, the self-titled track. Holy shit, this album is just full of surprises. You will not know where this album will be going. You don't know whether there's going to be heavier moments. You don't know whether there's going to be softer moments. It's just a whole complete surprise package. So for Machine Blood, Nord, it's hard to talk to you about this album because you don't know where this is heading. It's just a brilliant LP. Love the album cover as well. Nord, Machine Blood, it's going to get an 85%. Dare I could say you could call it avant-garde metal. Okay, so next up is an album that took me by surprise, and it is probably up there to be one of my favorite black metal albums of 2022. It is just a beautiful album overall, with the production fucking phenomenal. There are only 180 listeners for this album on Last.fm, and dare I say close to 100 listeners on Spotify as well. But I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot more listeners. It's Cailleach calling, and their album Dreams of Fragmentation. First of all, the album cover doesn't look anything like black metal, but as you explore this album, dive deep in this album, it is just full, it just bleeds black metal. It is atmospheric black metal, and the vocals on this are so damn intense. It's a woman vocalist. I can't remember her name, but she is absolutely fucking fantastic. Her high shrieks are incredible. The melodies on this, the hooks are there. The guitar is just raging with fury. The drums have this really intense feeling. Cascading Waves would be one of my favorite songs off the album, just because the first 10 minutes of this song, beautiful, blissful, ambient music with some beautiful shimmering guitar, with some lovely, clean, angelic vocals. But before you know it, Cascading Waves turns straight into black metal, and this is a second before it was. This was a second after it was ambient. I absolutely love the transitional moments on Cascading Waves, and then you get straight old black metal throughout Mercurial Inversion. This is one of the best metal albums of the year. I can't stress you enough. Cailleach calling, Dreams of Fragmentation is a fucking banger. Run about 40 minutes with only 4 songs. Cascading Waves being the most craziest song of the album. The vocals have this just intense, ear-raking sound which works overall. Her shrieks are incredible. Crystal Metal's heard this. This is intense black metal. It is atmospheric, furious black metal as well, but yet beautiful black metal. With Cailleach calling, Dreams of Fragmentation, 94%. Let's move on. Okay, so next up is Sylvaine and the album Nova. Beautiful album overall, very similar to Cailleach calling, except Nova's a lot longer, a lot tedious, a lot drawing as well, and yeah, there's a lot of clean vocals on this, but there are some black metal vocals as well on this. I'm gonna say this is like the black metal Evanescence, just because her vocals sound very similar, very fucking similar to Amy Lee, especially songs like Nova, Nowhere Till Summer, For Trapped. There's some beautiful clean vocals on this that you really question whether this is metal or not. But throughout some of these songs, you get a lot of barrage of drums, barrage of guitar, and also the vocals on this. The vocals have that very aggressive tone, and it does sound like just intense black metal at times. But overall, yeah, there are some very slow drawing moments that I thought I actually really did enjoy. But I've come to say that this album does drag. It drags a lot here. There are some beautiful moments. At times it sounds like something out of like Alcest, and then it draws into such furious black metal. It's a good album, but yeah, this album does drag. And it's got some very slow and somber moments, very boring moments as well, but very intense black metal moments. I would like to see more black metal than this very slow, somber evanescence style of music. Interesting black metal album, you could say, with some very slow moments. It's going to get a 70%. Okay, and finally, we're talking about Izthmi and the album Leaving This World, Leaving It All Behind. What can I say? This is one of the best black metal albums of the year. Yes, this is black metal, some beautiful ambient acoustic passages along the way, and this is just atmospheric black metal done right. It's atmospheric A-grade black metal. This is a class album with just so many surprises along the way. The melodies just get stuck in your head. There are elements of folk metal on this, some really shimmering guitar, and also the drums are just intense and impactful at times. The shadows of our disillusionment, the laughable semblance of freedom, but they do keep that melody. They do keep that melody as well throughout this album. It's just like a concept album, and it just works overall. Yes, this is one of the best black metal albums, the fucking best black metal albums of 2022. And Leaving This World, Leaving It All Behind by Izthmi, it's going to get a solid fucking 90%. Well, yeah, that's it. Hope you did enjoy it. So join me in the next Mega Discovery, where we will discuss another 8 or 10 new albums. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this discovery. Do you agree or disagree with my opinion? Keep discussion going in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one.